Well, it is 6:02 p.m., so we will get started. I want to welcome everyone this evening as we begin and kick off our Superintendent Speaker Series this school year. We focused on our instruction department. So, at the previous community forum, many of our stakeholders in the community asked the Board of Education curriculum and instruction questions. And partnering with the PTSA Council, we thought it would be fitting to this year have our speaker series focused on instruction. So I'm very happy this evening to kick off the instructional speaker series with our Director of Arts, Business and Marketing, and Family and Consumer Sciences, our Director, Jamie Pitnell. So Jamie this evening will be talking about the arts and how it relates to Williamsville and be talking about the standards, the art standards, and we look forward to hearing from Jamie. So as the format goes, we'll have about 30 minutes, 35 minutes of presentation, and then we'll save some time for question and answer at the end. So without further ado, I turn it over to our director, Jamie Pitnell. Jamie, thank you very much this evening for sharing this information with all of our stakeholders.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brownhall, and welcome everybody this evening. I'm very excited to talk about the arts. We're going to spend some time talking about music, and then we'll spend some time talking about art. And then as Dr. Brownhall said, we will open it up at the end for some questions, should you have them. So first, I'm going to start talking about our K-12 music program. Here's a look at our mission statement, what we stand by when we are doing our curriculum work, when we are planning for our students, planning experiences and opportunities that will really enhance their growth as young musicians. So the mission of the Williamsville Central School District Music Department is to teach all students human connection, creativity, and expression, and to inspire a legacy of learning and lifelong appreciation for the arts through our own love of music. In 2017, New York State did put out new standards for the arts, which is what all of our curriculum and programming are aligned with. And there are 4 cornerstones within those benchmarks: creating, performing, presenting, producing, responding, and connecting. So in everything that we do, the great thing about the arts, whether it be music or art, is any activity that we're doing, you essentially are embedding all 4 of those things into one. Our main program areas of study from the K-12 level is classroom music, chorus, orchestra, and band. In grades K-4, we have classroom choral music, and the program, I always think of elementary as one of the most important foundational pieces, because that's where our kids, ages 5 to 9, 8, 9, 10 in there, are really getting those basic pieces of knowledge in music: pitch, rhythm, instrument families, music history, music literacy, ways to express themselves through music. That's a big piece that is talked about because there's so many different ways that you can do it. Listening skills, both listening for music specific things as well as being able to identify genres, being able to identify styles, being able to identify high and low pitches, being able to identify rhythm. And then also we put in there as well, very important, audience and performance etiquette. So when kids are going to performances, which is something we hope continues throughout their lives, they also know the etiquette that goes along with it to be great music listeners and great appreciators of music as well. One of my favorite things that we do is called Williamsville Day at the BPO. And every year in May, we've been doing it for a few years now, 2 grade levels from every elementary school, so 2 grade levels from all 6 of our elementary schools, go to the BPO together, and they get to participate in and be an active audience member for their youth concert series. And this is just a little clip for you from last spring's, where they actually got to sing along to the Erie Canal. So on the stage, you saw the BPO, the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra. under the direction of Fernanda Lastra, and about 1,400 of our Williamsville elementary students singing along, which was just, as you can see, fantastic. And then this year, their youth series is actually going to be focusing on the Erie Canal as well. That was the final song of last year's performance to segue, because it is an anniversary celebration of the Erie Canal this year. And then here's just a little bit from our teachers and some students about our elementary program.
My job is to give them a basic introduction to music. So basic rhythms, melodies, how to play basic instruments, how to work well in a group. So they have an introduction and they can dip their toe into what music is all about. The easiest way to learn something is to play with it, explore it. Moving around the room, playing a rhythm game, the kids learn those concepts so much quicker. I get to see them from their first day of kindergarten all the way to moving out of fourth grade. Comparing where they started in kindergarten singing a basic melody to fourth grade having a solo in the musical, it's incredible to be able to watch that progression and just see that in the students.
I have fun in band because we get to play different songs and then eventually we get to play a concert for family and friends. It's nice to be like in the spotlight. I went with the trumpet because it sounded cool and I knew that it would be kind of fun to work with. I've been improving. It's been easier to play notes and I've been playing my music better than when I started.
We start with all the basics. I won't move on in the book until we have whatever exercise we're working on because these ideas are carried on. So we practice little ideas and we start to own them like puzzle pieces. But the puzzle pieces are universal and they fit in other songs. I call them other pictures for them. So once we learn a song like Hot Cross Buns, now when we're learning new tunes, I could point them out. At this level and all of our levels, it's really about making good habits. I started thinking, how can I get these kids more involved? So I said, hey, any of you want to write a piece of music? You have to write a piece of music with what we've learned in school so far this year. So whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, the first 5 notes. So this year I got 7 pieces of music from 4th grade students. So our 4th grade band piece was fully composed by those 4th graders, and there's pride in the concert. I let the students know that that's a route you can go as a musician too. You don't have to be the trumpet player in the band. You can be the composer and conductor and do that. Most people start in like 4th grade in our country, and if you start now and think you can compose, you should probably try to compose because there's got to be a next John Williams. There's got to be a next great composer who's writing for movies and things like that. So I really try to use those movies and the idea that they've all seen them and they didn't realize they're listening to orchestra soundtracks as a way to encourage some of them to say, maybe I could write music.
1, 2, again, and play.
So in addition to our K-4 classroom music, we do start our instrumental program for both orchestra and band in grade 4. And our chorus curriculum starts in grade 3, which we'll talk about all of those a little bit later, but you got to see a little snippet of it there. And as our teacher, Mr. Marinero, mentioned in the video, there's also opportunities for music composition that starts at the elementary level. So even if you're just beginning to learn music, you can absolutely compose. And it's something that we really try to instill in our students. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're hearing something in your head, let's help you get it down on paper. And then the best part about what they were doing there in that clip is then your friends are playing it. And to see at the concerts last year, that clip was a group from last spring. The kids also got to go up to the microphone and introduce their own piece and say what it was about. And it was it's always great to see them excited about something they created and then their friends excited about it too. Like Maxwell said, music's cool, trumpet's cool. So then we move into our middle school classroom music. These are some of the areas that are focused on in the curriculum: singing, rhythm notation, a lot of taking what they've learned in that elementary and moving up to a harder, more advanced level within it. We add world drumming, which you see a picture of. We had some guest artists come in last year, and the kids got to go up and participate and be part of the presentation. Music history is embedded, music around the world. We still talk about appropriate audience behavior, musical language. We start to touch on the blues, a little bit about music copyright, and also some harmonizing instruments, which again is just advancing out of the elementary level and moving into more advanced coursework. Some of the harmonizing instruments specifically, in middle school, we have kids are learning keyboards, guitars. Ukulele has become a big instrument in the last quite a few years at this point, I would say. Practical application of things that they're learning in notation, how to write music, and then also creation and performance of original works expands more in the middle school level. Blues, guitar duets, they're writing small group arrangements that they are not only composing, but then also able to direct the groups in that as well. Musicality is a big piece that they're addressing at this point. How are they playing? What is it? Is it more than just the notes on the page? We want to take the notes off the page and really put our heart into it, really take it to the next level of expression. And then everything we're doing is performance-based. It's experiential learning, learning by doing.
In general music, we are so lucky to have so many different types of instruments in our room. So kids get to explore African drumming, they have ukuleles, guitars, we have boom whackers. And our class is really hands-on, so they get a lot of experience playing different types of instruments, playing with one another. With our ukulele and guitar unit, I like to have them play songs that they listen to at home or on the radio, so they get to engage in music that they relate to.
It's relaxing to me, and I can be more creative when I'm in band and chorus or playing my instruments.
I want your back to be nice and straight, and I want your hands to be right on your lap. Show me your very best sitting posture.
There's a lot of things I need to do, but when I'm playing my instruments, it's not as stressful and I feel more relaxed, and it's like a break during the day.
Let's breathe in and out. In and out. That is what's happening inside of. My favorite part about teaching music here at Williamsville is that I really get the opportunity to hone in on developing my students' confidence and finding their voice. That's something I love about teaching here at Williamsville. And I also am a student from the program as well, so I feel so thankful that I get to give back to my community and back to the program that I came from as well. And performing music and singing together or playing instruments together or even just engaging in music at a party or a dance, that's a way for us to come together as human beings and be empathetic and kind people.
Students in middle school have just begun to discover opportunities, and especially in band, orchestra, and chorus, they come together for a common goal. So they are all emerging into different roles and different leadership opportunities here. There are many students who don't necessarily have music in their home in this capacity, and they come here and they emerge as real true musicians, and they discover this about themselves, and they have talents and a real passion for it.
It just really helps me. I always had a connection with music throughout my entire life. It just brings me happiness, and it helps me focus sometimes. As I love learning about new music, it brings me the most joy out of my entire day.
So you heard a lot of the middle school students speaking about how it calms them, it helps them feel less stressed. There's that human connection, that big piece of social emotional learning too that we really try to embed in all of our music classrooms. We're building a community, a space for kids to be able to come and have an outlet and be able to express themselves without having to use words. And then some of the other highlights, we do a lot of cross-curricular learning. There's music technology that kids are exploring, more advanced as they're getting older. Different performance opportunities available to them, creative experiences, and again, more composition, and now improvisation is becoming a little bit bigger in this middle school level. And then in grades 9 to 12, in this classroom area still, we offer a jazz improvisation course where they're working on oral skills, history, jazz theory, the artistry that is specific to jazz. And we also offer music theory and AP music theory courses that lean into the more foundational pieces of scales, key signatures, intervals, non-chord tones, part writing, dictation, especially getting them ready for those that are going to be pursuing music. It's a good foundational course for that. And as of last year now, music theory also comes with a dual credit, which we're excited about through Buff State. So students have the opportunity to also earn general coursework credits through taking their music theory course. And then we have one more unique class called Music in Our Lives. We have Music in Our Lives 1 and 2 that is offered at our high school level, rock history, electronic keyboards, more artist exploration. And here's a little clip explaining the course.
What I like to do in Music in Our Lives is to make sure students understand why they like the music that they like to listen to, why they are drawn to a certain beat or a certain lyric, and can appreciate music for what it is.
This is what he looked like. Okay, there's Frankie Avalon. Back then, today, and this is a scene from, what movie was he in again? Do you remember? Grease. He sang Beauty School Dropout.
Every day it's something different. Students in Music in Our Lives learn about the history of rock, they learn about basic music skills, they learn about how to use an electronic keyboard and how to make that work with what they are interested in, and just appreciating music itself.
My favorite artist is Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift. I just listen to like pop music, and I love to hang out with Miss Berger. I think she's awesome.
We study the history of music from basically African music that started in our country back in the turn of the 17th century through the Beatles. That's our first level of Music in Our Lives. And then we also have a class, Music in Our Lives 2, which dives into more current music.
So another great course that just really helps our kids connect to what they're doing just on a different level, different genres, different styles, and different time periods as well, which has a huge impact on the evolution of music. So we have our 3 to 12 choral curriculum. We have it subdivided to align with our building configuration, so elementary 3 to 4, middle school, and then high school. And our big areas of focus, which align back with the standards, is our repertoire, making sure that we have diverse programming, diverse music selections for our students to be able to experience different cultures, different styles of music, different time periods, different languages in some cases. Vocal technique, so they're really learning how the body works, how all of the pieces come together. I always say I feel like the human body is the hardest instrument to play. You know, if you put your finger down on an instrument, you know what's going to happen. When you open your mouth, that's what the training does, helps you know what's going to happen. And then musicianship and music theory as well. So at this point, you've heard me mention a couple of the same things over, so it's really all just very cyclical within music. And then circling back to our standards in choral, they're working on reading, moving, singing, listening, analyzing music, composing music, and also playing instruments as accompaniments as well. Chamber groups, large ensembles. We have our dynamics and choral lyre ensembles at the high school levels, which is our treble choir and our bass choir. So many opportunities to get involved in music at all levels. Cross-curricular connections are a big piece of it. There's a lot happening with literacy, language, science, math, kinesthetic development over time. And we pride ourselves on being able to take what we're doing and always tie it into a bigger picture for the kids. And then we have our instrumental band and orchestra programs curriculum that starts in grade 4 and goes all the way through high school. And similarly to chorus, connecting with our standards, we have our ensembles, we have group lessons. Kids are working on sight reading, ear training, vocabulary. Their composition is now expanded from that elementary level. Now you're looking at much higher quality understanding and output. Music technology use is expanding for them. Lots of opportunity for extracurricular playing, both on their own time and also offered through the school as well.
When we do our Spectrum concert, it's a representation of the entire program. It's a collaborative effort with our students in our middle school and our high school. Our middle school students definitely get to sit next to the students at the high school, and they learn from them. High school students are role models. It's just a full progression from middle school to high school and then beyond.
At the high school, a typical lesson or rehearsal looks like a collaboration between teacher and student, the sharing of ideas. You see focus, repetition, striving for perfection in an art form where perfection doesn't exist. There's mutual respect and a safe space for sharing thoughts and feelings. We honor our roots with marching band and the classic band literature from the beginning of the 20th century. But we also want to always have our eyes on the future, incorporating research-driven pathways that ensure optimal student performance and outcomes.
One final thought. According to the International Association for the Evaluation of Educational Achievement Test, the schools that produce the highest academic achievement in the United States today are spending 20 to 30% of the day on the arts, and a huge emphasis in music.
Say that, just that part, ready, and.
We get to see them from their 9th grade year all the way through to their senior year, and watching that shift and the confidence that they gain from 9th grade to their senior year is just a really cool blessing to be a part of.
It's amazing. I love it. I love like every second of it. It's so amazing. I really like the connections that you make in choir. And then like the teachers are great also, so you have like basically a family like right as you step through those doors, so that's like really helpful.
When we do warm-ups, so hopefully high energy, trying to get students engaged, especially when we have morning rehearsals. And then we go on to just a lot of the repertoire with lots of different diversity. And but the important part is we always are trying to check in also emotionally with our students and to make sure they feel connected to the rehearsal and being present.
Chorus, I think it's more fun to sing other new songs. Mrs. Salvatore sees gives us time to sing it right.
Aspects of curriculum that really tie in all pieces of learning. So music is science and math and history and culture and language. This idea that every day we're getting just a little bit better at something, that there's measurable progress. You know, we're working on a certain technique or, you know, improving, and we can do this in really small measurable goals. When the kids come into the big group, I think you kind of understand how the small part fits into the whole. A really wonderful aspect of music is how we all work together, whether it's a small string quartet, 4 people, or whether it's a full orchestra of 70 people. I love to see these kids when they come together with the big groups, because it really does build and nurture friendships and connections and a sense of community in our building.
The community is a big piece because performing is one of the most vulnerable things you can do, I think, at any age. You are really putting yourself out there, you're expressing your innermost thoughts and feelings, and our job, our goal here with our music program is to really give our students at all ages a platform to feel comfortable to do that, to feel safe within their community. As you heard Jay say, family. It's really our music family. And then we are very proud of the local, state, and national representation that we do typically have annually. So as you can see at our county level festivals, we have over 100 students at various levels attending and representing us in those organizational performances. Our area All-State, we just had junior high and senior high this past 2 weekends, and we had 75 plus at the junior high level. Senior high, we had 100 plus students from Williamsville representing us from all of our schools. And then this year for Conference All-State at the state level, we have 16 students across our 3 high schools, as well as 5 alternates, which is an immense accomplishment at that state level. And these photos here are the state ensembles when they get to All-State, which is actually next weekend. It's a big month for music. All Eastern is an opportunity. It's the next level up from All-State. That is a biannual event, and we're still waiting to hear. That is this year, so we're still waiting to hear if we have any students. We typically have a couple go, as well as our honor band for the New York State Band Directors Association. Middle school and high school students are open to attend that, and we usually have a combined 20 plus students represent us there. So we're very proud of our students, and they get to go represent our district really well in these experiences. And then it's also a great experience for them. They're new conductors, new kids to play with. It's really just a phenomenal experience. And then we have extracurricular opportunities for them as well. Rock orchestra, musicals, jazz bands, small ensembles, and clubs throughout the buildings as well. Community engagement is very important. We have a lot of students that participate in theater groups outside of school, as well as a variety of events. We have kids playing at Memorial Day ceremonies, commemorations, things happening within the village, parades. So we're very robust in the community as well. And our summer music program, something that we're very proud of and is quite unique within the area. Within our program, we have private lessons, but we also offer ensembles, which is the unique piece. So all of these ensembles listed here are available for students throughout the month of July. And then our community band is students in grade 10 all the way through adult. So there we are able to take that community piece and we perform at Island Park. And it's just a great time in the summer, but really just building on the skills through summer as well. We don't want those instruments to gather dust sometimes in those off months. And then just some statistics for you, just to speak on the program. 40% of our student body does continue with band, orchestra, and chorus into the middle and high school level, which is 20% higher than the national average. They are typically comprised of students that have top academic rankings. Roughly 88% of our 4th graders play an instrument, and students who are involved in athletics as well as other extracurriculars, which is very often. Music students do tend to excel in time management, self-discipline, and effective team building, we have found. And then just some extra strengths for you as well. We're very proud of the robust program and the opportunities that are provided to our students, including district festivals. We do have our district middle school band festival coming up this March. And within those district festivals as well, they go across band, orchestra, and chorus, and also vary each year in the opportunities. Sometimes we bring in guest conductors, we have brought in composers, we've commissioned new compositions, so they just vary. And very proud to share that we just had our 16th consecutive year of being voted the best community for music ed from the National Association of Music. Collaborative performances across levels are very big. You'll see on our calendar, we have side-by-sides and spectrum concerts. So that's just another way to bring especially our middle and high school students together to really see what happens as they progress in the program. We have high artistic standards and we are a community. We stand by that very much in the way the program is designed and the way that we continue to shape our curriculum to represent an innovative and forward-thinking program for the kids so that they can, as we said in our mission statement, be lifelong learners, appreciators, but also be strong performers when they get out there post secondary as well. And because it's their why. The amount of times we've heard kids say, this is my happy place. This is where I feel safe. This is where I feel like I can express myself. Young people can be found in the music department before school, during break, even when they should be somewhere else. And for many young people, the music department is more than just a place of learning, it's a place of belonging. And that's very much our goal as well. And with that, I'm going to segue us into our K-12 art program. And start off same as I did with music. Our mission statement and goal for the program from the K-12 level. We want to see students building vital relationships with the arts, supporting independent and critical thought, have lives rich in meaning and expression, understanding that art reflects time periods, cultures, and society, learning how to visually communicate in their own unique way, analyze, interpret, and judge visual imagery, and also discover opportunities available to be lifelong participants and supporters of the arts. So that is a common theme between our two arts programs. And now we're moving from musical expression, less words, into our visual arts program. So some words, but very visual based. So our visual arts align with the same New York State standards. And the 4 cornerstones in the benchmarks are creating, presenting, responding, and connecting, which from the K-12 level, similarly to what I said earlier, it's really art is an area that you could take off. You'll see all 4 of these benchmarks happening in most everything that our students are doing. Our building blocks to create at all levels start with the elements of art: line, shape, form, space, value, texture, color. And especially embedded in our curriculum, it's scaffolds. It starts to build on those skills, which you'll see lots of examples of how the very basic ideas of lines and shapes and forms will evolve as our students are getting older and building on their technical skills. So here's some artwork from our elementary levels. They have a lot of mix in the mediums that they're using, as well as the areas that they're focusing on. And that elementary level, again, is really such a foundational piece for the development of technique and skills within the arts area. They're learning those very basic skills, even as basic as being able to draw a straight line or cut out a circle the right way with a pair of scissors, really setting the stage for growth. And this is still our elementary students. So K-4, which is incredible. So the main things that they're working on throughout their elementary years: abstract art, architecture, cityscape, landscape, seascape, self-portraits, which you can see in the right corner is an example of a self-portrait project, still life, ceramics, collage work, different types of media, painting, printmaking, and sculpture at the elementary level. And here's some more examples of those different mediums. Some other things that are happening in our elementary art classrooms is they're starting to go on visits. AKG just recently reopened, and they have a wonderful grant program to encourage elementary schools to come in. So all of our elementary schools are heading to AKG to go see the space. They have a great maker space, and it's it's a great opportunity for kids to start experiencing art galleries too on a bigger level. They're starting to work on peer review, self-reflection. They're doing gallery walks within the classroom, which is when they have all of their artwork displayed, and then kids get to walk around and talk about it with each other. Making connections to pop culture and current events are happening, and of course, getting into the community art space. Cross-curricular studies, makerspace, innovative art. They're having a lot of time to just create, have that maker time, and then tying everything into social, cultural, and historical context as well. Learning about different artists from different time periods and how art played a role in how society functioned in a lot of eras.
You're gonna make 2 eyes
just by pushing a point. They don't have to go in as far as the arm stick. And then make a dot mouth.
Art is a chance for them to express themselves creatively. So all of my projects, there's a good chunk of it that's going to be guided where I kind of walk them through the steps, but there's always a chance for them to change it and make it unique and make it their own.
It's like a baseball hat, but just like a hockey hat.
But is it still the kind of hat like, well,
Yeah,
I know like
it's like
baseball
a
sport,
baseball
like the kind that's that.
Yes.
Okay. What I want them to take away the most is just an excitement for creating and just a sense of pride in what they're able to create.
In first grade, we used to use Model Magic, but now since we're older and we have more responsibility, we can use actual clay. We're working on making snowmans, and we're working on, we're like forming it, and then we can do hair, we can do hats. We made the nose, we made the eyes.
My favorite part is when a kid does a project that they are so incredibly proud of that their whole face just lights up and they look down at their work and they're like, I did that? That's amazing. Oh, this looks so good. And then they want to show everybody and like just seeing their face light up, that's my favorite part. I think it's just important to know the importance of art and that they really need that outlet. And it's going to help them in every facet of life. And they're not all going to be artists, obviously, when they grow up, but if they can just have some form of appreciation of arts, that will take them wherever in the future.
And as you heard him talking about when they were a year younger, they could only use modeling. And now that they're more mature, they've moved up to clay. So even our kids at such a young age, it always astounds me how perceptive they are that, oh, now I'm older. Now look what I get to do. So just some more examples of our elementary work. And then we head into middle school. And now same idea in our curriculum. We're just getting more advanced in a lot of the work that we're doing. Love that piece. And here are the big areas that are focused on from grades 5 to 8. Drawing, painting, printmaking, which were those first two pieces you saw. Sculpture, digital art is coming into their curriculum, media arts. They're learning how to be good art critics, how to talk about art, how to use vocabulary to describe what they're seeing. And then are also going to be talking about art careers and connections with artists as well. And just some more example of our middle school work. It's just incredible. These are the different types of mediums that they're using: clay, stenciling, charcoals, paper mache, which is that elephant on the bottom. Recycled materials, they're using some found objects now, basket weaving, and also bringing in some more digital platforms for them to explore with as well. A cherry pie looks real.
What are we checking for on the brayer?
Squeaky.
Squeaky sound, and what else?
And the line.
This printmaking was a culmination of many different projects. We started out talking about patterns and the patterns that we see in nature. And then we went to contour line drawing. We're using those skills to draw a flower. And then we put that flower onto a matrix and used that for our printing plate. And then we printed the flower onto our collaged backgrounds.
That's so pretty.
They all have a different way of looking at things. When we do a project like printmaking or sculpture, they bring their own experiences into that, and sometimes their ideas are all in their head and they don't know how to put them on paper or make them concrete, and then we give them those tools to put that into an art form. We like to give the kids a lot of different experiences because they can find that niche, that thing that they enjoy doing, and when you teach them some of the skills, their confidence just soars. We're peeking to make sure it's a good print. When the kids leave my classroom, I want them to take away the art skills that they develop so that they have the confidence to pursue art and enjoy it in their lives. My favorite part of teaching kids art is sharing that joy with them. When they get excited about art, it makes me so happy.
Printmaking is so much fun. The kids just love that one. And just some more middle school work. Go Bills. We always tend to have some Bills representation in a lot of the artwork that we see. And as a digital piece. And then the top one is printmaking. And then in high school, these are all of the courses that are offered to our students to choose from. And anything that has an asterisk, those are ones that also offer that dual credit, similar to music theory. So we're excited to be able to offer that to our high school students as well. And a lot of the courses, there's both a basic level and then an advanced level to really help them hone in on some of those more. Now that they're in high school, they tend to have a better idea of what medium they love from all of their K-8 work. And then these courses really give them the opportunity to hone in on that, but also explore some new ones. And here's some of our high school work. So even in that sneakers picture, you're looking at that element of art with lines and shapes and the shading and the gradients. All of that started way back in kindergarten. And look at them now. Incredible. And the pictures do not even do them justice for when you do get to see them in real life. And then there's also extracurriculars. We have art clubs in most of our buildings. In high school, kids have opportunities to help build the sets for musicals. We're getting out into the community. If you see, there was some of the telephone paintings out in the community. Some of our kids were involved in that. Also at North recently, they reopened their Hotspot coffee shop. And it was the students that painted the mural on that. So really getting them engaged as much as possible and as much art creating as we can is really our goal. And that same kind of feeling, we want our students in art to also feel like the art room and art creation is their safe place, their happy place, their community. And then other collaborations that we're really proud of in our high school art is in collaboration with the planetarium, we've had students working on creating laser light shows. And I'm just going to give you a really quick snippet example of some of the products that they came up with.
My eyes turn the rhythm up, don't you wanna just come along for the ride? Oh, my outfit's all tight, you can see my heartbeat tonight. I can take the heat, baby, best believe that's the moment I shine. Cause every romance shakes and it bends, don't give it. When the night's here, I don't do tears, baby, no chance. I could dance, I could dance, I could dance. Watch me dance, dance the night away. My heart could be burning, but you won't see it on my face. Watch me dance.
I could show you 35 minutes of laser light show. We have a lot of laser light show, but that's all our students working in the programming and their graphic designs work and having to mesh it with the music that they're choosing. And when you go to the planetarium, you get to see it under the real light show. Or the real laser, which is extraordinary. And then we also have a collaboration with the Memory Project.
The Memory Project is a charitable organization where students receive photos of children from all different parts of the world, and we create portraits for them and we send them in hopes that we share a connection and just to let them know that there's people over here that care about them and we're thinking about them.
I was really excited to do it. It's just so cool how you're able to connect with someone that far across the world, that young, and it's really an eye-opener. Everyone's working really hard on it, and it's really incredible to see how diverse the mediums are. It's really amazing to be able to channel all that creativity and inspiration and all of that to create something really beautiful.
When I walk around the room while they're working on this, I feel nothing but pride for my students that they are really taking initiative to work on this. Not only do I see the growth of them as artists, but just the humanitarian effort You know, I teach them to be good citizens. It's not just about your ability to draw, it goes way beyond that.
I really love doing portraits. I get to really like study this person's features in a way that other people don't really do that, like studying like all the lines and curves and like colors on their face. I want them to feel like really happy and excited that someone like took the time to like capture their face. Because although like there's not really any words being exchanged, there's still this like connection like through art. It's like really cool to me.
What they do is they videotape when the children receive their portraits, and we get to see their reaction. For when they open up the envelope and they see what we made for them, it comes full circle, and it really is just so special. It's like you can't even watch these videos with a dry eye because we've made, even in some small way, a difference in their lives and brought them some happiness.
We get like a video of like the child's reaction. So I feel like when I see that and if they're happy about it, it'll also make me happy. I think that's a really sweet concept. Like you're making something for someone that you don't know. It's just something sentimental behind it.
I've had some students say to me that this was the most memorable event of their 4 years in high school. That this is something that they look back and they cherish the most. So that to me says it all.
And we get a video every year from the location that we're connected with of the kids getting the artwork. So when you heard the students saying that you know, Eden got to see kids receiving the artwork she created for them, it's really just such a strong connection to something bigger than all of us, something bigger than what they're experiencing right now as high school students. And it's just a really beautiful project that they get to participate in. And actually, if you come over to district office, in our display cases right now is all of the most recent Memory Project portraits, and they're just beautiful. And then the culmination of our whole K-12 program is our district art show at the end of the year. This year, it will be April 28th to May 11th at the Audubon Library. And this is just a quick little snapshot of what it looks like. Nights of our art shows, host receptions so that our families can come and enjoy the artwork, and seeing the kids get to show it off is well. And that's really the culmination of our K-12 art experience. And then same as music, because we hope it's their why.
I have a request for everyone. Please, please keep art in your mind. I'm a student who doesn't play sports or an instrument. My home is these art classrooms with these people. I don't make decisions. I don't understand all the nuances that you all deal with every day, but I ask you to understand what these programs mean to me, to us. I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be who I am today without them. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Zelda is a student at North who really said it best at one of our most recent board meetings, which is what you just saw. Her animation video that she made in class last year made it to the Buffalo International Film Festival this year, which is you know, we were honoring her there, and she ended it by reminding everyone that it's her why. And that's our ultimate goal. We want them to have the technical skills. We want the artistry to be strong, and we want them to be able to express themselves through everything that we've taught them. But we also want it to be their community, and we want to give them that community space within our programs as well. And then at this time, we will open it up to any questions. And we do have a Q&A box in the Zoom. And just while we take a minute to go through the questions, I'm just going to give you a little clip of Zelda's actual animation video that she created. I'll probably stop it before it's done. And then if you want to finish watching that clip, we'll be sure to have it included when we post it. So we do just have a couple questions. One was, can you join more than one music group? And the answer is yes. Really just connect with I would recommend you connect with your building music teachers to talk about it. Sometimes it just depends on scheduling as well. But absolutely, we have many music students that are in chorus and orchestra, or band and chorus, or band and orchestra. So definitely connect with your building music teachers on that. That is definitely an option available to you. Where can you find the calendar of events? So there's a couple places where you can find those. Your buildings should have it. It'll be on their calendars, as well as in the newsletters. Typically, they'll include that information, as well as also the district calendar sites as well. And please always feel free to reach out as well if you have questions about the calendar or upcoming performances. You can reach out to your music teachers, to your buildings, or feel free to reach out to me as well. Why did the art show move to the Audubon? That's a great question. So we moved from the Genesee Heritage Village over to the Audubon Library here over in Amherst, because it really provided more community space for us, and being able to really be embedded in the community, closer to our families, closer to our students. And again, going back to that community aspect, we wanted to be able to give back to the community as well. So, and the exciting thing is, now going into our third year, the Audubon Library has also told us that people are asking about it, and they're excited for it and asking, when is the Williamsville Art Show this year? So we really just wanted to really open it up for more opportunity for the community to be able to experience the wonderful artwork you saw here as well. And again, the pictures don't even do it justice. So please get to the art show and check it out in person. See if we have any more. Are there opportunities to enter competitions in art? Yes, absolutely. Again, I would connect with your building teachers about it. A lot of times I know they're posting in their classrooms, they're sharing information. Sometimes the district will share out information as we see it as well. The New York State Art Teachers Association, in collaboration with the New York State School Board Association, does an annual virtual exhibit. So that's something that students can get involved with as well. But again, definitely talk to your art teachers. They'll be able to answer that and give you some more details on opportunities. I think that's all the questions we have. So I wanted to say thank you so much to everybody who continues to support our arts programs. And thank you especially to our families and our community for supporting our young musicians and our young artists, because without you, we couldn't do what we do. So thank you so much for your time tonight.
Director Pitnell, thank you so much for enlightening all of us about our music and our art curriculum, the standards, and everything we have going on in Williamsville. We see we have phenomenal programming, phenomenal students, and great teachers really bringing out all of the artistic creativity in our students. And thank you for leading that charge in the district and everything you do in the curriculum and instruction department to make sure that happens every day for our students in the arts. So thank you very much. And thank you for sharing that information this evening. Families, we thank you again for being here with us today. This will be recorded and on our district website. So please join us next month for our literacy speaker series provided by our director, Christy Carroll. So again, thank you very much, Director Pitnell. Thank you. And we'll see you all next month. Be well and have a happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye now.